Sorry, this.
So, so you already sent your link out?
Yeah, I sent it out. So we should be live. Hopefully, we'll see. Is
How'd you do it on Instagram?
Yeah, yeah, on Instagram. Hmm.
Because I need that link so I can post it too.
Uh, Here I can message it to you right now.
Well, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a post on IG.
Okay. I wish I could do how you do, where you can see the actual the questions that pop up. You know?
Yeah, you could do that. You see, like, what's up? Carlos says, "What's up?" So I think you click on it. What's up, Carlos? What's up, Alex?
I don't even see comments.
You gotta go into
Oh, chat. My bad. I was in captions.
yeah.
What's up, guys? Yes, we are live here for the uh, giveaway, talk shop, talk upcoming projects that we have with Oris and a few other brands, and yeah, see what's up with you guys. This is actually my first official live stream. I know Ben's actually been doing it for a while. I've been wanting to do it. I've been super slammed. Now I've kind of forced myself to get this whole setup done. Don't get me wrong, this room is actually really small. It just looks big. There's a lot of stuff crammed all over, like right here. So it's pretty crazy. I'll have to do a behind the scenes one day so you guys can like check it out. And maybe I should turn my phone off too. Um, but yeah. Uh, See, this is one of the things I have an issue with is I don't have a monitor in front of me, so I can't see chat questions. Congrats on your first stream. Oh, Carlos, what's up, bro? How's it going? Yeah, you've been live streaming. You started live streaming before me. I don't know how that's possible, but I guess we built your computer for live streaming. So yeah. Alex, you guys building something? We are not building anything together at the moment. Um, we should, but we're not. I think we both have our own stuff that we're doing right now. So it's kind of hard to collaborate on things, even though like the other thing is I honestly would have to think of another good idea. I'll be honest with you guys. I think Ben trusted me and it went well. But I don't know if he would trust a lot of people.
It was good, dude. Everything was good. What's up, fellas?
Yeah. Had it not came out that as good as it did, not being conceited, but I just think it did come out good. I don't know if he would ever work with me again. So
No, dude, it's not about what it looks like. It's about the experience we have together.
yeah, for sure. It was a crazy experience. It was a good experience. It was fun.
Short
Um,
time, dude. We forget a short time to do it.
Dustin, what's up, man? How's it going? Good to have you here. Um, it's so weird. I have to like turn to look at the questions. I,
Yeah,
I'll,
well,
yeah,
you used to get like a small monitor. The small monitor you have.
yeah. So like, eventually, what I want to do is there's actually a wall back here, and I'll actually have a TV on the wall, so I'll actually be able to see the chat.
Yeah.
But right now, like I said, I kind of just wanted to get things rolling, I guess, and they are rolling. And now I can see like the some of the hiccups that I'm having as far as like I literally have to turn like all the way over here to look at the chat. So, yeah, let me get this out of there. Nathan, what's up, man? Alex, your build's awesome. I wonder if that's Alex. Alex, is that Alex? Alex, is that Pedro? Alex? I don't know. Um,
I don't know.
yeah, it's wild. Carlos, yes, sir, we did. But yeah, So, Ben, I guess if you want to start, like, what's going on with you? What's new with you? I know you got like you're building cases and in houses and all kinds of stuff now.
Building houses, man. That's what they're called now.
Yeah, you're building arts.
No, I just kind of been messing around on just different designs on cases and stuff. The reason I'm doing that because it's more on trying to market myself as an artist that can do custom one-to-one stuff. Uh, Pretty much that's it. But as we met, like me and you know, it's the next build I have going on is for Pac West. Uh, so you guys in the chat, like I don't do theme builds, but it's gonna be a Fortnite theme build. So it's gonna be, hopefully it turns out pretty well. I think it will.
So let's talk about like I guess to me like the art aspect of everything, right? Because for you, I know like for me, I guess like when I do builds, it's like, hey, I want it to look a certain way. I want it to be clean, and I think for you, your whole step further is like you want it to look like, I guess, something that can be showcased on a different level than just pictures and video and like you want it to be on display like for the world to see, I guess you could say. So like I guess like how does that how do you take it to that next level? Like what are the things that you do?
It's more on, I guess, the goals I have in mind, where I want to go as a, I guess you can say PC builder or designer, whatever you want to call it. But like one of my goals is actually to be featured at some sort of either a small museum or a large museum, like whatever comes first. Like I don't mind, because in order for it to be featured that way, it's hard to go in that direction if some of these components or even chassis are made by a different company. So most of the time they want to see what did you make in order to kind of get the next step forward.
Mhm.
That's what I'm starting to practice on just different designs on cases, but also trying to push the limit on what a case can be because majority it's there's squares or the rectangles and that's about it. Everyone's concerned about airflow. That's what they do them that way. But for me, it's more of a kind of, I don't know, I guess you can call it like some sort of sculpture that you can play with, in this era. But that's why that's pretty much where wants to go as a designer. Because I don't know, it's like for me, it's not just building PCs, but it's like what can go beyond just building a PC because technically, we are designing machines. And even from you, you're designing machines. It's not just putting parts together and that's it. It's more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because for me, um like the build that I have coming up, and I guess I don't know how you guys do as far as the chat when it comes to like designing, but in my head it's like I'm just jotting stuff down like, hey, I want to do this, or how would I do this, or how would I do that, how would this play into the whole design. So I usually take almost a week, and it's me just running through my head, and I'll be laying in bed in the middle of the night, and I wake up and be like, "Hey, I should do this," and then I kind of try to like jumble all those ideas together, and once all those ideas together, then I kind of like filter out like what doesn't make sense, what does make sense, and then it kind of comes all into one. So like, for example, the build that me and Ben did, it was kind of like, hey, I want to incorporate the tubing and the style of tubing that Ben does, but I want it to be shown on a level where it's not just like, I guess, 2D, I guess you could say. It's more of like a 3D effect, and that's why I wanted it to be both sides of the case. So you kind of see, when you're looking at the case, you kind of see this like almost like a circle of tubing from the curves. So, um, but I was like, how do I do that? Because most cases are just flat, right? And they're one-sided,
Mhm.
PSUs on the bottom, and motherboards on the back. So I was like, hey, I would need to like somehow get the tubing onto the back. How do I get the tubing on the back? Is like that's where I went into like making everything into the middle, and then it kind of just the whole design kind of went from there. And like I said, the end result was what it was, and then So it's
Yeah, it came out
was
dope, dude.
yeah, it was really awesome. Like and it was good to to build it on stage in front of people. Getting back from COVID, though I know COVID's not over, but um, stepping out into like the crowd and actually doing stuff live in front of people was great. And hopefully like we get to experience that again at PAX West if there's an opportunity. So
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
yeah,
I don't know. I think that build came out sick, dude. Like, also we have footage behind the scenes, so that was pretty good that we got to do that too. So
yeah. Um, so what's your next build besides you said it's Fortnite, right?
yeah, my next build is gonna be a Fortnite build. But also I have this idea for a, I guess you can say a case. I don't know if you've seen like fonts that are very. I don't know if I can screen capture here. Let me show you guys something, because I want to do a case where literally it's a case, but it's kind of written all over it, and it says like 1 million views, and whatever 1 point or 2 million followers, kind of representing everything. Is like a lot of people only work with certain people unless they have a certain amount of numbers. So I kind of want to do a case representing that it's not about numbers, it's about the actual end product at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So it's like I have an idea because I was on my inspiration board, and I came across different fonts, and I was like, you know what, I think it'd be kind of cool to incorporate some of what we're going on right now. Like, forget it, like most companies are starting to work with TikTokers that have millions of followers, but it's like they only do a 10-second video and that's it. Hey guys, look what they sent me in. This is a 32-inch 4K monitor, 120 hertz. What do you guys think? And that's it.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like I don't want to get trapped into that. I
Hmm.
want to do stuff that's kind of goes out and becomes certain piece where it's like, oh, I know who did that, or it represents something, or it means something.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna share my screen for a second here. I think I could do it here. So there's these fonts that I came across. Let me see. I don't know if I'll show it because I know it's split screen.
Hold
Uh,
on. I might be able to.
See if you can show it. So you see these fonts here. So even this here, like I came across fonts like this, and I was like, that would be so dope. Incorporate fonts like that into panels, kind of black, white panels with black lettering. But
Mhm.
the actual lettering, it says like 1 million followers, or it says 10.5 million views, kind of representing more on the side of social media. So I was like, you know what? I think that'd be kind of dope. Kind of the build also means something. It means that in order, quote unquote, to get projects, you have to have a quote unquote certain amount of social media presence. So that's the whole like if I pull this, imagine if I had, it's not gonna be this build, but imagine if I had panels in the here and it says 1.4 million followers, but throughout the whole case, and I kind of, it's almost like a statement. It's almost like, hey, yeah, I don't have 1 million followers, but this is what I can create, and this is a statement. Basically, that's what art is. Art is, we have a sort of message we want to portray to the audience. So that's the whole goal, especially when I do stuff like this. It's more on what does this build mean? Going beyond just, is it just a PC? So, but that's one of the ideas I came across, which I am gonna do it because I have certain ideas and panels I'm gonna do. I think it's gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I want to see where you go with this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
dude.
mean, no,
Because
both of us know like how we feel about the whole TikTok thing, and nothing against TikTok guys. Like don't think that we're hating on TikTok or anything. It's just I guess the level that we do things at, and then the level that I guess certain people on TikTok do things at is different, right? And so when you have someone being sent something and they're like, I don't know what this is. I think it's a motherboard. This person sent it to me. I'm gonna put it in my case. Hey guys, go buy it. Like, I mean, there's no quality in that. You know what I mean? And there's no content behind that besides, like Ben is saying, the person has 1 million followers, and that's it. and hopefully 10% of those million will see it, and out of the 10% that actually see it, hopefully 10% will actually go and buy it, and then everybody's happy. It doesn't really translate like that, but that's usually the ultimate goal. But yeah, so like I said, not that we have anything against TikTokers. It's just what we're trying to do is at least Ben is trying to do is more of an art direction, where for me, my direction is more of like, how can I do things like different, and what can I do to make myself kind of stand out. So like I have a project I'm doing soon that I'm kind of excited about, because it's going to be something, a couple of things different that I haven't done before, and that's kind of what excites me, is just trying to do things different. And then am I going to get the wow factor? Are people going to like it? Are people going to hate it? um it's very difficult being like an influencer, I guess you could say, because there's things that we do all the time where it's like, hey, I'm going to do this real quick, and I don't care, I'm just going to do it. And then you do it, and it's like, whoa, you get like this like crazy like 100,000 views, and people are all going crazy over it. And then you do something else where it's like, oh my god, like I'm so proud of this, I can't wait to put it out. And you put it out, and like people
Yeah,
are
it
like,
gives
cool,
nothing.
but it gets nothing. So it's always like, it's always a challenge, because in your head you're excited, you know what I mean? And it's not like a see you excited. It's like, hey, I did something, I accomplished something. I want people to see it. I want people to like it. And like, a lot of times you don't get the reciprocated like feeling that you had going into it. So it's very challenging, as a creator, I guess you're gonna say. I kind of don't like the creator word, but as a creator, no.
Yeah, just the whole thing. My goal is for
Lower
to
my
kind
mic a
of
little
speak.
bit. Sorry. Go ahead.
Who's mine? Yours?
He said, I guess my mic is too loud. Is my mic too loud?
Yeah, he's a. Or you can just step away a little.
Okay. I'll just back up a little. Sorry, I'm all up on it.
It's like for me, it's more on like I wish brands will work with people who have talent, and not necessarily so much numbers. Yes, they can work with people with numbers, but also work with people with talent. I think that'd be so beneficial, because back then, how was agencies or how was marketing done? It was done where it's they hired the talent, and then the brand would market whatever the talent created. But now it's so opposite, where it's like they can care less about the end goal result as far as the content creation side of it. This is a 10-second video, and like, here you go. They're concerned more about how many people see it. But once people see it that one day, or that's half a day, it's like that's it. It gets lost.
Yeah.
At least for me, it's more on trying to create something where it lasts quite a bit, a long time, not just one day.
Yeah.
It's like they see a build, or even the build I'm thinking of doing. It's like I want it where it's some sort of statement, where it's like people relate. It's like, yes, I have the skills. I'm an artist. I'm a painter, a photographer,
Yeah.
whatever, storyteller, writer. I have all these skills that I want to share, but no one ever gives me opportunity because the amount of followers I have.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing of the build. It's more like speaking up,
Yeah.
to those people who have the skills, but not necessarily the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. The skills without the numbers is a weird situation to be in. You have to already be like, I guess, known in whatever craft you're doing before numbers mattered, to the point where like, hey, I don't need numbers. Or like, if you're in the era of now, sorry, my light just went off again. But if you're in the era of now where it's like you're barely trying to get into something, then it's kind of like you need the numbers in order to get to where you want to get to. And I guess it's, I don't want to sound demeaning into
Mm-hmm.
into something like someone that's trying to get into it. It just I guess, speaking from experience, it's very difficult, right? You see people that you choose to buy followers on Instagram. It's just like, at some point you get kind of desperate, like, what else could I do? How else do I get my numbers? And
Mm-hmm.
so you have to go through, like, I guess, desperate actions like that to try to expose yourself to get to where you want to get to. And so, you know being a creator, it's hard. It's difficult, guys. It's not
It
easy.
is hard, dude.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Like even like I you know what, like even though you guys see us do stuff with like brands, right? And I might be doing something with Intel and I might do something with Oris or I might do something with somebody else. It's not always like this perfect scenario is what people don't understand. So it's not like I guess on the outside you guys look at it and you say, hey, like Tim's working on a project and he's working with said brand, and it's like, oh, he's so lucky he gets to do that. But it's not always like this perfect scenario where like I feel like I'm lucky to do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like you have to bite the bullet and just like, hey, you know what, I have to pay bills, I got to do this, blah blah blah. And sometimes it's like, hey, it's not something that I necessarily want to do or I want to express through, I'm going to use Ben's word, through my art or through my craft, but you just have to do it. So it's not all like rosy, it's not gold pot at the end of the
It's hard
rainbow like
work,
every
dude.
single time.
It's
Yeah,
hard
it's hard
work.
work, you know what I mean? And having to do video and photo and then create content and post multiple stories and post multiple reels and blah blah blah, and remember to do all this. So it's not always like this perfect scenario of like, hey, build a computer and then show it off to everybody and have a good day. It's not that easy. So
No, it's not. It's I don't know. Sometimes I feel like maybe I should be a reviewer because it's sometimes it looks easy. You just do the review and move on.
yeah,
But as far as like creating stuff that's new, it's very time consuming. You got the thought process of designing and then trying to incorporate your thought process into the computer to design it. And once you feel that you got the design right, then you got to go and manufacture the design. That's time. And
yeah,
also not only time, but it's like, okay, I got the design, now I'm gonna send it to get manufactured, or I cut it myself. I had to film it in order to people that believe me that I actually created this thing. So
yeah,
it's like not only film, once it's filmed, the build is manufactured or cut, whatever you want to call it, put it together. That's also filming or doing behind the scenes photos. Once that's said and done, the build's fully complete. And now I gotta do the final B-roll and also the final photos.
hmm,
Once all that's done, then you go into your freaking office and freaking edit the video,
yeah,
and then that's done. It's like it's
yeah,
hard. Where reviews is like you don't really have to think so much. Yes, there is research on the product, but that's how you're focusing on. Okay, I have this product here with me. I just got to do research on what this does, and that's it.
yeah.
When you're creating something, like it's literally like it's very very time consuming, and they want it like you got no time, Ben. I needed it in a week. No time,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I mean,
Get
I'm
out of
I'm
here.
I'm literally I can admit to you guys today, like I just signed an NDA today. I can't say what company, but I just signed an NDA today, and it's a full mod custom loop painted, and it's due on August 1st. So, so what is today? What is today? The 13th? Like, and I don't even have any of the stuff yet. So
Yeah.
and it's not me. It's like I have nothing yet. So that's what I was trying to explain to you guys. Is it's not always like this perfect scenario of like, wow, look what he did. Like it's amazing. Like you know, I got to think of something to do. I got to think of colors. I got to think of how the colors go together. I got to get cables. I got to get the parts. I got to see what everything fits. I got to like design some stuff on my laser, cut some panels, mess up on some panels. You know what I mean? So it's and then it all comes together, and that's what you guys see is the end result. And I appreciate you guys like here and the kind words that you guys say, but you know just kind of like a little bit behind the scenes, it's like it's just not always this perfect scenario. So and it's difficult, and we love it though. So
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's
yeah, at the end of the day, it's like
it's it's a good job. I
yeah,
ain't gonna complain. It is a very very cool job. Because you meet certain different people, you get to travel sometimes,
yeah,
and you also get to create with your hands or your imagination. Like no one's telling you what to do.
yeah,
You At the end of the day, you're the boss on what it looks like,
yeah.
quote unquote. Sometimes they have you
Sometimes, yeah.
change.
Sometimes, like it's funny because this project I was doing, like I had this whole direction that I was going in, and I was like, "Hey, this is what I want to do." I had this really awesome color. I was like super excited about it, and they were like, here's the approved color list.
Use these colors. I'm
I
sorry.
was like, oh, I have to like totally go in a different direction now. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, but it's cool. It's exciting. I know
Yeah.
Dustin said something. My dream job was being computer technician. Oh, hold on, that's Bill.
Yeah,
Bill
Bill.
Parks. Oh, okay, is that Brian? Is Bill Brian?
I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah, I gotta wait for him to respond. Maybe Bill's Brian. Have to get back to work. Oh, hi, Dustin. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely, dude.
I will see you in the chat, I guess. Um, but yeah, yeah. So like, what I currently have right now is I'm doing a project with Corsair, and I'm gonna butcher this. iFab, iFabrications, iFabrications. I think it is. But yeah, so we're gonna do a dual PC build. It's gonna be black and white. Corsair 7000D. Um, Kind of like a two-face thing. So you kind of like flip the computer around, and it's like two PCs on both sides.
Hmm.
Um, so that's kind of what I'm working on. But basically, one's going to be white, one's going to be black. So black distro on one side, the white Corsair distro on the other side, and then the white CPU block, blacks on the other side. So um, it's going to be like a contrasting thing. Hopefully, I can get me like a big enough lazy Susan that I can spin it around, and you know that's the whole content part, right? That's what we were talking about, right? So um it's easy to think of, but translating that into an
Ah,
actual
dang.
machine, you know uh
Yeah. So Oscar said, "How do you fund yourself? How do you fund the projects?" Like it's what he's saying.
uh it's a good question. A lot of what we do now is funded by the manufacturer that we're working with. um I guess like it all depends, right? I'll give you an example, Oscar. So let's say if X company comes to us and says, "Hey, we want you to build a computer for us," and then all they do is like motherboard, GPU, stuff like that. Um, then we'll say, "Okay, what is it for? It's for this show, blah blah blah," and then we'll say, "Okay, it costs X amount of money," and then they'll say, "Okay, cool, we'll pay you that, and then we'll provide the parts." Cool. And then we usually go to a different company and say, "Hey, we need water cooling. Do you guys want to jump on this project? It'll be X amount of money if you want to jump on this project." And they say yes or no, and say they say yes. Okay, and say cool. Then we go to like a case manufacturer, and you say, "Hey, like, you want to jump on this project? This person's involved. This person's involved. It's going to be shot this day. Blah blah blah." And then we'll say, "This is your fee to get jump on." They say yes or no, blah blah blah, and that's how we usually fund most of the projects. Is it that easy? It's not that easy, I promise you. It's
No.
usually the conversation is like, where's it going to be posted? Whose socials is it going on? Are they going to tag us? How many tags do you, or how many likes and subscribes and blah 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 do you expect to get? What's your reach going to be? Like, so you have to put in almost like a business proposal on how like this whole like thing is going to like transpire. So um but that's usually like how we fund ourselves. If you want me to take it back to like when I first started, I've already told this story like a long time ago about me doing the winning the desk, so I'm not going to tell that whole story again. But I was usually like out of pocket. Like I would build a computer out of pocket. I thought it looked cool. I would go and try to sell it, and then I would sell it, and I would try to build myself another one. And that's pretty much it. Was kind of just a hobby. Um, and that's kind of how I funded it. Was there out of pocket costs? Yes. And then when I brought on Thermaltake, then Thermaltake has pretty much sponsored everything I've done since then. So now, as far as case, fans, power supply, pumps, water cooling, all that stuff, like I kind of have all that stuff. So then the most important thing to get is usually a motherboard GPU manufacturer on board, uh, which is difficult. But once you do that, it's kind of you kind of have everything that you need. And then once you kind of have that, then you kind of have collateral to navigate yourself through this whole like manufacturers and who works with who and who doesn't work with who and who makes motherboards, but doesn't make GPUs, but does make M.2s. So you kind of figure out who you can work with together, and then you can kind of go from there. But that's kind of how I do my thing. Yeah, it's
It's pretty
long, but
easy.
yeah,
Is
it
it
sounds easy,
easy?
right?
It's easy, bro.
Yeah, but like
I'm
for
not
me,
even
like I
gonna.
want to get more into like the fabrication designing part. So I want to design more stuff on my laser and my CNC that I can actually sell. So like I want to be able to like put out a mod and then sell the part that I made for the mod, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
like make it like a 10, like a one off. This is my one off mod. People like it. I'm gonna open the door and I'm gonna sell only 10 of these. It'll be this much. I'll make the 10, sell them, send them out, and then do a different mod. That's kind of my direction of everything.
Yeah, rock on, dude.
Yeah. You're like, no, I don't want to do that.
Eric, what's up, dude? Is
Is
it
that cool?
Eric from Ubies?
Is that Eric
Because
from
it just
Yobi?
says Eric.
Yeah.
It's,
Do you have a favorite brand to work with? Are you talking to me or Ben?
I get, to you, dude.
To me,
Nike.
uh, Nike. Yeah. um, I mean, for me, like honestly, like I've loved working with artists. Like I've if many of you don't know, is I've been working with artists in Taiwan for like years after they saw one of the builds I did like when I first started. Um, and I worked with them for a lot of years. And it wasn't up till last year that I kind of got, if you want to call it recruited or found out about Oris in USA. And so I started working with the USA team. So, but I did work with Taiwan for like 2.5 years before I actually started working with Oris USA. So
Well, yeah, the question was towards you, but I guess I'll respond to you, so
yeah,
it's not so awkward.
yeah,
For me, it's like I like to work with brands who want to actually work with me as far as certain projects I'm gonna do, and also they believe of what I do, especially like or Spotlight. Um, the reason I'm working with Gigabyte is Gigabyte is the one that actually said yes to the project. I did reach out to other brands, and Gigabyte is the one that said yes. But brands like that, I like to work with that actually support the creator who has vision. So basically, yeah. And Nike or Adidas, if they want, everyone has hit us up.
some NMDs. Yeah. Um, uh, have I ever worked with a team of people? I don't have a team of people. No. I do everything by myself. Okay. Let me take that back. I don't do everything by myself, but I design everything by myself. A lot of the building, uh, s- some of the painting. Uh, when it comes to the panels and stuff that I'm making, sometimes usually if they're out of acrylic, then it's what I'm designing. If it's out of metal, stainless steel, like I'll design the panel, but usually my friend fabricates the panel. If I do professional stuff as far as painting, then I contract my painting out only because like to me, guys, like in my opinion, like there's someone that paints. That person has a paint booth. They know how to paint. They have all the paint. It's easier just to have them do it, like than me to like try to like tell myself that I'm painting it myself. Like it does. Like some of this stuff doesn't really matter to me. You know what I mean? At the end, it's my design. It's what I did. It's my vision, and that's all that kind of matters to me. Of course, if I was just contracting the whole build out and then calling it mine, that would be different. But there's just certain things that it doesn't make sense for me to do myself, so I just have other people do it,
Hmm.
or I have other people make it for me. So
There's a couple times I outsourced stuff. Was for Larry Chang's build. I outsourced it to a painter, automotive painter, because I know how picky Larry was, as far as because he works with exotic cars all the time. So I was like, I need to find somebody who actually knows what they're doing.
yeah,
So that's the only time that I had somebody paint. Uh, Majority of all my stuff, I normally just do it on my own because it's just a one-off, and I want to be the one in control of doing it. So
Mhm.
that's why most of the time I do it myself. But Bill asked you another question, dude. Would you ever team up with another modder or creator and make a massive build?
Uh,
Who's Bill, by the way?
I think it's Brian. I think it's Brian. I don't know if it's. I want to say it's Brian, but maybe
Brian.
Parks. Isn't it Brian Parks?
Oh, the Ors?
Yeah, with Oars. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I have no idea. I'm assuming, but maybe it's not. But yes, I would team up with another modder. To be honest with you,
Yeah, it's Brian.
okay, it's fine. Yeah, to be honest with you, I would like to team up with a smaller person. Nothing against Ben or anything, but I want to I want to
We
team up with a
already
small.
did our project, so
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
good.
We did our project. It was kind of a long time coming. It came out really great. It was really exciting. Um, like like I said, guys, like this is like another example of like you don't know like the back end part of everything, and when the build arrived, and
It was
some,
crazy,
so,
dude.
there was something wrong with the build when it
Not enough
came
fittings and
arrived in the crate. Literally, we were on the plane flying there because everything was supposed to be gold, and we couldn't get the parts, and they were supposed to be they were supposed to be brought by a member of the manufacturer to the show. That person didn't bring them, and we literally had to call somebody. And actually, Eric from Spartan Liquid Cooling. We had to call Eric, and Eric actually got somebody to drive the whole order down and drop it off at the convention center. So then when we flew there on Wednesday, then me and Ben opened up the crate, and there was something wrong with the build after it got shipped. And so me and Ben were there till like 11 o'clock at night, like literally fixing the whole build, and then had to go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and then do it live at the show at 8 o'clock in the morning. So
but good thing he was in Boston, dude. Good
yeah,
thing.
good thing he was in Boston. Otherwise, like
We'd
I
be
don't know.
screwed.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like yeah,
Oh,
I don't.
here's another thing that we came across. So, in order to get into the event, you had to be fully vaccinated. Ting
Mm,
couldn't find us.
yeah, I could. I couldn't find my vaccination because I just got a new iPhone. I got the 13, I think, and so when I got the 13, for some reason I lost. So I guess people that know this, but like I guess some of the stuff was backed up to my phone, and some of the stuff was backed up to my SIM card. So the stuff that was backed up to my SIM card got saved, and it transferred over to the new phone. But the stuff that was backed up to my phone, I lost everything. So like some of the contacts and blah blah blah. And so I didn't have that picture, and I couldn't find it. And so I was looking through, trying to find it, and then I found a picture of when I got my first vaccination, and then they said that's fine, but you need to have both. And then I was able to go into my Kaiser app and show them that I got the second one on a different day,
Yeah,
which
it
was
was
like a month
crazy.
apart. Yeah. And so then they had to get their manager, and the manager had to come, and then she looked at it and she's like, okay. And then she approved it. So yeah.
So it almost came across where I do the build
Yeah,
myself.
Bill, yeah, he almost had to do the build on himself. Like we even called Intel, and Intel was like,
He's like, we can't help you.
we can't help you. Mm,
Oh man, it was nuts, dude.
yeah, so
So
it was good.
Bill asked another question. Well, Brian should I say? Brian asked another question. Do you have a favorite energy drink that helps you actually stay focused and awake?
Uh, I don't drink energy drinks, and I don't drink coffee. Um, to me, like, uh, I wouldn't say I naturally have the energy. Um, my problem is not energy. My problem is more um staying focused. I think that's probably what my issue is. Almost like an ADD type thing. Like to me, it's like when I'm working on a build and I'm working on it too long, I almost get into this point where like I get bored and I want to do something else. That's kind of how I get. Um,
Yeah.
so then I usually have to like step away for a little bit and like do something else and then come back to it because I can't just like say, hey, I'm gonna spend 10 hours and just work on the build, because I won't do it. I just I don't function that way. So
Yeah, I'm not an energy drink either. I just drink tea if I want some energy and just water or workouts. You'd be surprised working out does actually give you some energy.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm Tim knows I'm pretty of a health nut. So
yeah, definitely. Like I can almost order for him when we go to like or spotlight. Yeah. So um
someone asked the questions. Small form factor builds. We'll love to team up with either of you for a tiny build.
oh, is that SFF? What's his name?
Yeah,
Greg? George? Ryan? Can't remember his name.
I don't remember.
Can't
Sorry,
remember.
bro.
Yeah, sorry. Uh it's funny because he just did that build for Titan Rig, which it came out sick.
Yeah, it looks
And it was
tight.
and it's actually on their website, which is
But
hey,
it's not a small form
oh
factor.
yeah, it is. It's not, huh? It's
It's
not.
Daniel. His name is Daniel.
Oh, Daniel, there you go. Sorry, Daniel. Um and it's funny, it's like I don't think I'm not even on a website yet, but he's on a website. I'm upset. I'm upset. Okay.
No,
Actually, you know
absolutely,
what?
dude.
I lie. I am on a website. I'm on Reaper Cable's website.
Oh, there we
Like
go.
on like the top people that use their stuff. Like so, yeah. I was there first.
I was
Anyways,
there.
no, but that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, especially because we're close. I think you're up in. I don't want to give away
LA?
your. Yeah. Okay. Well, you give
Around
it away.
LA. Well, LA is huge, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah. LA is huge. Yeah, yeah. I think he's up in LA. So yeah, it'd be easy to get something done. I have actually like 4 or 5 like small form factor cases that I actually haven't used yet. Um, I don't know. Like I always get excited to do them, and then when like they get in front of me, I'm like, I can't do this. Like,
Ken likes the large
yeah,
cases.
I like EATX, EEB, SSIB stuff. Like my I was telling Ben, and it's funny because I know Ben was like looking at the printer and he's like cringing, but like uh, the case lags like SMA8 XL, where it has the 560 rad on the bottom and the 560 rad on the top, and then it holds like the stupid room in the middle. Like that's what I want. That's like my dream case. Like literally, like me and Ben came onto the scene, and then like Case Labs had gone out of business
Got
like
a
a month
business.
before. Like it was like I was so upset.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never
But
got one.
like I did mention to Tim a while ago that I do want to do, like actually a couple days ago, about the Intel Nook.
Oh
Do
yeah,
a custom
dude.
case for the Nook.
Yeah,
That'd be dope. I'm trying
yeah,
to get a hold of one so I can actually do one. I did search for a water block. Didn't see any for the Nook. I don't know if you guys know, is there a water block for a Nook? If so, man, it's game over.
yeah. Or you make one.
But I don't have the machine to do the cold plate.
Uh, you can do it on your CNC, can't you?
I don't think
Just
it's
cut it
too.
out.
Yeah, I guess you can cut it out.
You just have to go slow
Yeah,
and
but it
and
has to
buy
be
and buy
it has to be a
like
real fine bit
yeah,
because I need to get the fins.
yeah. Just buy like 10 tips so all you can hear is
Yeah, they're like $30 each, dude. Spending 500 on bits.
oh, the distro case. There's distro case right there.
It's in the back.
That's not the same one though. That's not the BMW one I did. I don't know if you guys know the story about that, but there's a computer store that's near me that basically asked me if I could put the distro case in their shop, which I did, and it was there for like a month, I think. And then when I went to pick it up, it was gone, and the owner had
Game
sold
over.
it. The owner had
So,
sold it, but for the amount of money he sold it for, I was like, all right, we good.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
good choice.
yeah, because yeah, it was pretty stupid. Like I shouldn't say stupid. I'm sorry. It was pretty crazy that someone would spend that much money on that, but because it was only 2070 supers. I don't know if you guys knew that. I don't know if I like hyped it up in the chat or in my comments and said it was like 2080 Ti's or 3080s, but it was just 2070 supers.
So Brian asked, what advice do you have for a beginner creator slash modder? It's too late, dude. It's too late. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah. I mean, not to like knock anybody off their pedestal, but it's kind of like it's a weird era right now as far as like tech industry, just with like the crypto crashing and tanking, and like now the demand is not there to get anything anymore like there was before, because like you guys have to understand, like before it was like everybody wanted a GPU, so then people were buying pre-builds just to get GPUs, just to take them out to put them in their binding rigs, and so then like parts were flying off the shelf, motherboards and everything, everything's flying off the shelf because people were doing pre-builds, people were doing stuff from home, like pre-built companies, Artesian was, jumping up all over the place, like, you know what I mean? So like, and there was no ethics behind anything. It was kind of like people were just popping up and just selling stuff because anything would sell. Um, and that's why like now we're at the spot because like now there's no demand, and then even more than that, like the demand, in my opinion, is there's just no hype to it, because you see a lot of people that are selling stuff because they like, I bought a PC because like I thought I needed it but I really didn't need it, but because it was so hyped up, like hey, you need a PC, you need a game, you need to be a gamer, like you need a GPU, like that whole thing was so hyped up that it literally had people buying a computer that never had a computer before, that never needed a computer, that are not gamers, like they literally were just buying computers just to have computers. So now that the hype is gone on top of the cryptocurrency crash, it's just kind of like it's in a kind of a bad position to be in right now.
You mean if there's a beginner creator, you think it's a bad
uh,
position right now?
yeah, I think no. I mean, it's. I don't think it's ever a bad position to be a creator. Um, if you're in the direction of trying to do it full time, I think it's probably not the best time to try to make that move. But as far as like a tip that I would probably give, I would say like to honestly, I don't know. Like it's hard because like there's so much to learn. Okay, I'll tell you a thing that will make it easier. I'll tell you a number tip.
Tell
Le-
us.
Learn 3D modeling before you do anything. Like learn 3D modeling. I think
But
that's
you're talking about a creator who wants to be a builder.
mhm.
So there's
If you want to be a builder or modder, I think you should learn 3D modeling.
yeah, you have to. I
Like
think it's a must.
I think that's a must. Like I think I got away with it for a long time because it wasn't really needed, in the things that I was doing and the way and where the world was. Um, I shouldn't say the world, but the industry was. But where the industry is at now, I think that you need it, and I think anybody that's coming into it, like you need that, and more than like just learning how to build a computer, like you need to be have that creative aspect to you. Learn the 3D modeling, learn like Photoshop and all that other stuff, because I mean, like I did it backwards. Like I learned how to build a computer and I was like, cool, this is easy. And then I started doing like some modding stuff and I was like, cool, this is easy. And then I was like, hey, like, you know, Ben just did this crazy thing. How do I do it? And I'm like, wait, he like modeled everything in 3D first. So I'm like, well, how do I do that? And then it's like on top of that, he takes some crazy picture and I was like, wait, how do I do that? So like I went kind of backwards, and then I started off taking pictures with my phone, and then I bought like a cheap point and shoot camera. Then I bought my 6400, and I have my A7 IV, and then even the progression that I've made buying cameras, I still probably can't take a quality picture like Ben could. You know what I mean? So like, if had I focused on that first, and then got to this point, like building a computer is easy. Modding to a certain extent is kind of easy, depending on what you're doing. So
Mhm.
I would say, yeah, I learn the other stuff like learn the 3D modeling, so then you can design everything in your head and you can put it on paper, and then it's just like you're cutting and printing. And even if you're like, even if you're sending stuff out, like that doesn't matter. Like you could say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna model something, I'm gonna send the file over to this company, they're gonna cut it from me, and then I get it back, and then I'll put it in my computer. Like even if you're doing that, like it's better than doing everything else first. Like I mean, because learning how to water cool is easy. Um, Learning how to like bend tubes is easy. Um, Learn everything else first. That's how I
Mm.
get it. Yeah, in my opinion.
If someone came to me and said, I want to be a content creator, I want to tell them like what genre or what area of expertise you want to get into. I think
Yeah,
that will play a big role because a content creator, it's a whole broad. You know, you got, oh, especially for us, you got PC builders, and then you got photographers, videographers, um, modders. You got people who are 3D artists. So it goes vast. And you got reviewers. Like it goes on and on and on. So it
yeah,
depends on what type of niche you want to be into.
yeah,
And say, sad to say, like the PC building community, it's still like very small. So which means it's not large like a reviewer community is. So what that means, and it means that jobs are much scalable, which are smaller. So that's why a lot of more the bigger builders, PC builders, get the main jobs because it's still a small market. But
yeah,
the reviewer, which TikTok came along, which helped tremendous people who don't know how to film.
yeah,
TikTok helped them tremendous because TikTok pushed more on just someone being themselves and could care less about the quality of the imagery.
yeah,
And that's what actually shift everything. For those who went to school, like myself, went to school for design and graphics. So like my expertise, it's always like, oh, it has to be a certain amount of level for me to produce something or to release it to the internet. But now this young generation, they can care less about skills on Photoshop or Premiere and all this stuff. It's like I just use my phone and do a review, and kids
yeah,
like that are getting tremendous viewership because now it's like that's where the market's at right now. Right now, the market's at where people review a product and that's it. Before TikTok, it was like they had people like us do build machines for shows or for marketing campaigns. But now TikTok came along, so it's like it's back to reviewers now. So
yeah,
that's why I say it's like right now in our position, it's very very hard to get into because the market's not there right now. It kind of shifted. Now it's more in geared towards reviewers because right now shows are finally barely opening, but they're opening, but people are still getting sick. So brands are still pulling out of
yeah,
shows. So it's until shows are fully open, I think that's when more of the builders end up getting more opportunities. It
yeah.
just depends on what genre you want to get into.
It's very hard to guys too to compete with like GPUs, for example, which the GPUs right here, guys. It's not. This is still happening, but um, it's very hard to like and I guess to deal with like say the GPU that's here. Like okay, like I took it apart and wrapped it and like created a back panel for it and then wrapped that and then put it all together and then you put it out and you're like, hey, look it, I'm gonna give this away. Like this is one off GPU, like wrapped, whatever, okay? And then it's like to me that was like it was work. Like I had to take the GPU apart, take the shroud off, take the heatsink off the shroud, and blah blah blah, and wrap something. And then you at the end of the result put it all back together, and then you produce something. And then you have someone that literally comes up, grabs a GPU, records himself dropping it on the floor, and gets like 5 million views. And it's like, well, how do you compete with that? You know what I mean? Like how do I like compete with that? I took the time to do something. I took the time and the effort, and then that was always what it was, right? You put time and effort
Mm.
into something, and you see results. Now it's kind of like you put time and effort into something, and you don't see the results. It's like the less time you spend on something, and the more silly, I should say, it is, then those are the results that you see, and that's kind of where we've gone to. So, and like, do I want to go in that direction? Do I just want to start doing
Yeah,
this?
make jokes. Take
Yeah,
that
make
CPU out of your
jokes.
ass.
Yeah, yeah. Do I want to do that stuff? Like, and that's not the direction that I want to go to. But then at the same time, I'm hurting myself and I'm hindering my success and my growth by not going in that direction. But you just, what can you do? You just gotta like take a stand, and then either it works out and I'm still here next year, or it doesn't work out and
Yeah.
I'm back to the workforce. So
But
you know,
also, I think Brian made a good point. He said, so in the end of you both, the dream is to have your own brand slash product. That's the end goal. If you want to be a builder or some sort of creator, you are your own brand.
yeah,
You're on your own brand. So basically, you need to represent yourself how you want to.
yeah,
You want to be the person that freaking makes jokes, you're the person that makes jokes. Or you want to be the person who actually produces good quality work, be that person. At the end of the day, it's you, how you want to represent yourself.
yeah,
Yes, there's others who do crazy stuff on just for views. That's them. Like me and Tim, like we don't want to do that. We don't want to take out CPUs out of our. You know,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like come on, I could do that. Like if I take it out of my backside and get a lot of views, like what's the point?
yeah,
Like it was no challenge for me to do that. Like for me, I like to challenge myself on the creative side of things.
yeah,
That's why I push the way I push myself. He is a guy that does design work on his PCs, not just create stories that are kid stories, should I say? But
yeah,
it's crazy. But also, a lot of them were saying that they are into 3D modeling, and 3D
yeah,
modeling is the future. The reason I say learn 3D modeling is because when you learn 3D modeling and you're pretty well at it, as far as someone who actually makes stuff, you know where the measurements are, so it helps tremendous once you know where all the measurements are. Yes, you can do it by hand sometimes. Like my brother's on the chat, he's a fabricator, so he does a lot of stuff by hand, and he's really good at it. But also there's other people who prefer to do it on the CAD side of it, so they can know where all the measurements are, especially when it comes to manufacturing. Say I have this case here and I want to manufacture this case, technically no one's going to take me serious unless they see a CAD drawing, because they know how much more time that will save if I give them a case and it has a CAD drawing to it, because it has all the measurements. So that's all they want to know. It's like exact measurements if you're going to make mass produced stuff. That's why I say learning 3D, it is very helpful.
yeah,
But if you don't want to take it at a professional level, you don't have to learn it. Like some of the stuff here, like I can do it in 2D. You know, good thing that we have machines that read 2D lines, so it kind of gives me the exact measurements. But if you know just the inside of out of Fusion or software like that, it just helps tremendous, especially if you want to design.
yeah. It makes everything 10 times easier, guys. Like everything, like I to me, like it was one of those things that like I don't really ever need it, but then like once you have it, it's kind of like, well, it's like how do I function without this now? Because it's just way too easy. Just lining everything up. Like if I want this here, this here, this here, it's just like you just everything lines up because you did it all in 3D. So like there's no like kind of guessing, I guess in a sense, but usually your guessing is like when you put it in the case, it's like, wait, I didn't account for something that some kind of extrusion of the case or something like that. But for the
Yeah,
most part,
absolutely.
everything kind of usually lines up like
So
perfect.
my
So
bro, my bro says like, if you do your CAD drawing, you send it out to a manufacturer, they're gonna copy your design.
oh
In
yeah,
reality, they're
yeah,
gonna do that. They're gonna
yeah,
do that.
yeah, yeah.
They just,
I
oh
mean, in
god.
reality, like if something is good, everybody's gonna copy your design, right? I mean, that's just the way the world works. Like, I mean, look at the O11. Like O11 came out, and then like every other case manufacturer has their version of the O11, right?
Yeah.
It's just if something is working, then people are gonna jump on it. You know, this is kind of like the way the world works. Supply and demand, and do I have? Can I make money? If I can make money, then I'll do it too. Um, which is where the world went with mining. And
Hmm.
now like these people that spent 30,000, like I know people are getting like $30,000 loans to buy GPUs, and they're like, I just got to sit on this for like 2 years and make my money back, and I'm like, uh, how'd that plan work out for you?
Yeah, not anymore, dude.
Yeah, there's no
Oh,
way.
so someone said a pretty interesting comment. Any advice for a former employee with artesian builds?
Wow.
He had his that was his dream job, but you know what the story on that guy is. Any
I'm
advice?
sorry for the artesian comment earlier.
I
No
don't know,
jab to
dude.
you. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's hard because I guess like I mean for me, I would say like you have to start small, like so you do it for friends, family, maybe put out like a Craigslist, do stuff in your local area type post. Um, I mean, me if I were you, I know you're probably I don't know if you're on the West Coast side or the East Coast side, but depending on how adamant you are about like going in that direction, I would look at like applying for like jobs here because where I'm at, I'm in San Diego, and then City of Industry is about an hour and a half away, and that's where like Gigabyte is and Newegg and MSI. It's funny, I actually took Ben when he came out here to California. I took him over there, and like literally everything's right next to each other. Like Thermaltake, XPG, like GAMDS, like
Yeah, they're all there.
they're all right next to each other. So like that's somewhere where, like you could come here and like if you look at like Mike from Thermaltake, for example, like they all worked at like EVGA, and then they all left, or some of them left EVGA, and then Mike went to Thermaltake, and then like Kat went to like EK, and like so they've all kind of like been throughout the industry, and so that would be like where you would probably want to start is like, hey, like maybe get a job, working in a factory at New York, you know, because like I think their warehouse is here, and they do a lot of their video production stuff here. Like the Newegg thing, like Newegg's like 2 blocks big here. It's huge, and then like MSI is like literally like right across the street from Newegg. So like I think that would be where you'd want to start is like say if you're really trying to do it. I guess one would be like you're figuring out like what direction you want to go. Like, hey, I really want to do it. Two would be like, hey, I have the funding to move, or I don't have the funding to move, so I need to start somewhere. So if you're going to start somewhere, I would probably just say, hey, you're building for friends and family. Kind of honing your skills. Learning new things, messing with cases, getting the Dremel out, start cutting some stuff. You know, and then moving into like a direction of like, hey, eventually I want to go out to California, so I need to start applying for jobs, even though like our housing is stupid, ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
it's stupid,
and
ridiculous out here,
and
guys.
waiting list too. There's a
Yeah,
waiting list.
and then there's waiting lists to even get places because of how many people are trying to come. So, but like yeah, I think that would be kind of like the timeline that you need to go into. It's like this is the direction I want to go into, and then how I get there. Either I fund myself and I get there now, or like I'm working here at a different job. I'm honing skills. I'm applying for jobs there, and then once I get a job, then I'm moving to California. So that would be my what do you call it? Or Origin PCs is in where are they at? Miami, Fort Lauderdale, something like that. So that's kind of closer to you. So maybe you try to like get a job with them or something. But those are the two I could think of would be either there or all the way here. Because even like main gears here, Digital Storm is here.
Hmm.
So like everybody's kind of here. So I mean this is kind of the place to be
The
if you
Mecca. Everyone's there, dude.
yeah, and then like
That's
Northern
why I want to
Cal,
move. I want to
yeah,
move to Cali.
Northern Cal is like San Francisco, San Jose is like Asus is here, Nvidia is here, um, Corsair is here, like so it's like everybody's here, dude. So like at some point, if you're not already on this side, depending on which location you worked at artesian builds, like that would probably be the way to go. So long answer, sorry.
He just he just wrote down his life.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mean to navigate your life for you, but yeah. That would be my answer. I mean, that's what I would do. You know what I mean? I literally like it was just I did a computer. My mom was like, "Hey, that's cool. Can you do me one for me?" And I did one for my mom, and then I did one for a friend, and then I posted on Facebook. And my friend that I haven't even talked to for like 10 years was like, "Hey, could you do a Batman build for my daughter or for my son?" And I did a Batman build theme for him. It was all black and gray with like gold accents. And then
Nice.
yeah, like and then
Bala.
my friend called me and said, "Hey, do one." And I did another one because he does photography. And then I did one for his friend that does photography, and it kind of just kept going from there, you know. And then it was like long sleepless nights. I was working during the day, and then literally pandemic hit, got laid off, and then got more business because everybody wanted a PC, and now I'm here. That's kind of what happened. That was like my story.
Yeah, yeah. You just don't know.
Yeah, you just don't like, you know. And people say I'm fortunate, which I am. I am, you know. And
Where there's just two people here. Like even for me, it's like I build a machine.
yeah,
I just happened to go viral, and it blew up from there. Like
yeah,
you just don't know unless
yeah,
you share. You gotta
yeah,
share your stuff.
yeah. And you got to, yeah. And that's the other thing is you got to share. You got to share everything you have. Like even if it's like in your head, like you feel like it looks bad, or you feel like I could have did better. Like you just share it. You never know who's gonna like it. You never know who's gonna see it. You never know who's going to like you know, because people engage in stuff different, right? Someone
Mm-hmm.
might look at my build and they like it. Look at Ben's build and they don't like it. So like you
Mm-hmm.
never know what's gonna happen. So you just share it. You know, that when I started working with Oris, it was literally a build I had shared like a year before, but the guy literally looked up RGB builds, and then he saw my build and was like, "Hey," and they emailed me and said, "Can you make something that looks exactly like this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then after that, I just started working with Oris, and
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Brands do watch. Like if
yeah,
you ever wonder if brands watch, they do. They do watch.
yeah. Um, so don't want to take too much of you guys' time, so we can
Bring out
get
the
on
big
to
boy.
we can bring out the big boy. So first off, Oris Gigabyte USA officially, I guess, was nice enough to send over this RTX 3090 Ti. I don't know if this is taken. Oh yeah, gaming OC. So this is gaming OC. Yes, it has the WindForce fans here. 24 gigs of GDDR6. I'm not super technical, um, but yeah.
Who is?
Uh, yeah. I feel like a lot of the modders aren't super technical, but
Yeah, we're not.
yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, I want to build something cool, and that's about it. Like, we don't get all into like the crazy stuff, but
Is that for me?
we'll definitely function over form. Wait, what happened?
No, the build. Is that for me?
Oh yeah,
I mean the
yeah. This is.
GPU.
Oh yeah, this is for you. Like I'm announcing the winner, but you're already here, so like I was like, you know, um, but yeah. So slide unboxing. Uh, there's the 12 pin to 8 pin connector guy. Some goodies to hold
G-
your GPU up.
yeah, because that thing is massive.
Yeah,
That GPU is huge.
I don't know. I don't know how that thing works. I've never. This is probably like the second time opening this box. Um, like I said, I apologize, guys. I know this was supposed to be like a month ago, maybe a little bit more than a month ago, but literally like I was gonna just like make an announcement and just say, hey, I'm just gonna make an announcement and call it a day. I decided that I wanted to kind of do the live stream, so it was a little bit more personable to the audience and as well as the winner. So yeah, so let's spin this guy out. So I can kind of explain to you um, what I did on this build, or not this build, but this um, wrap. It's just a wrap, but basically, uh, the shroud comes off, the back panel comes off, and then there's screws here. There's screws here for the actual heatsink, and the heatsink separates from this top panel. So I didn't really need to do that, but originally I was going to wrap everything all the way around on this side. I decided not to, just to kind of keep the logo of Gigabyte, and then kind of keep it still black, and then like a good transition, I
So what'd
guess.
you wrap it with? Like, what's the theme?
This is actually the game, which is Dying Light 2. I don't know if you
Mm.
guys have played it. It's like a zombie game. Um, Originally, I wanted to wrap it white, like so the card's white with kind of like blood splatter, and it says Dying Light. Um, but there wasn't enough room for me to kind of get that theme.
Mm.
Um, so I went to my friend that does vinyl, and the theme that I had designed, he designed it a little bit different and came up with this one. So um, yeah, so then they printed out the vinyl for me. Got this wrapped. This uh, was scanned. I scanned the back panel and then I cut it out on the laser. So it has that same venting
Oh,
hole
so you
for.
did a custom backplate.
Yeah, so it's actually a custom back plate. I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually a custom back plate
Nice.
that fits on the back. So yeah, you'd have to like tear this off and remove it in order to get to the screws. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the actual back plate is in between there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a very very chunky card, guys. Like
Yeah, it's
it's
huge.
massive.
3090 Ti, guys. It's
Yeah,
huge.
it's massive. It's heavy. Um, I don't even know like it's huge. Uh, so but yeah. So moment you guys have all been waiting for, and I know there's gonna be broken hearts, and I'm sorry, guys. Like I'll be honest with you. I initially I was like, hey, I'm just gonna make an announcement. I'm gonna decide the winner myself. And then like going into it, and when I actually started, I was thinking in my head like I don't want to be the last word on everything. So I actually got two more people involved, and we went over it together. We narrowed it down to three people, and then from the three people, we narrowed it down to one. So actually, I have to look at the name. I'm sorry. Um, I forgot again. Congratulations, Aiden Rodriguez from Facebook.
You
So
just
you are
became
the
a
winner.
rich man.
You just became a very rich man. So Aiden Rodriguez, congratulations. So I just want to kind of read what he wrote. So he basically put in his message. I want to start by saying thank you for doing the giveaway. Usually there's always some call to action on giveaways, and it's nice to get a chance to win something without having to do multiple tasks. So that's basically like not having to like and subscribe and visit and all that other
Mm.
stuff. Like, just for me, like I said, I wanted to do like a more of a genuine giveaway. I'm just giving something away. Like, I don't feel like you guys have to do anything for me. Like, and I'm glad that like Gigabyte was on board and we were willing to kind of like sponsor us with the card. So he put, anyways, I've been an avid gamer for almost 10 years now. I'm currently gaming with a 1080 Ti still. He has sent me a picture of his setup. I've always wanted to upgrade, but my life has continued to throw me challenges, and this would be a great start for me, as it would be the thing that pretty much costs the most. What I did like also was this next statement is he said, if I do win, um, he said, I hope that we can partner up together and I can give my 980 Ti away to someone in need um, for their upgrade. So I thought that was really, really cool
Hmm.
that he was actually really kind of to like play it forward, like the people that buy each other like coffee at Starbucks type thing. Um, so that's gonna go. Congratulations to him. As far as his like tags and everything, he didn't want me to like put everything out there, just kind of like fear of like backlash from the community. Not that you guys would do that, but it does happen. But yes, so congratulations to him. I'm actually what's actually cool, guys, is he is in Seattle. So if I am at PAX West, uh, I might actually do the giveaway live. Like we're gonna go and give it to him live. So if that does work out, cool. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna try to do kind of like a live stream thing where I'm dropping it off to him to the store, and it's kind of like on the way. So either way, there'll be some kind of content around the whole thing um, coming in the future. So cool.
Sweet, dude. So,
Congratulations to him.
say bye bye to your 3090 Ti.
Yeah, say bye bye. So I know this is kind of long, guys. I didn't want you guys to hear our depressing story about the struggles that we go through as modders. Um, it just kind of went that way, but it's always a good discussion for you guys to get the bigger picture of what we do, and that it's not all fun and games, and it's not all rosy, but it's still fun. We still do it. We still love it. I'm not saying don't get into it. Just have the expectations of what you need to do to succeed to be here. So that's what I would say. So
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Anything else for
So,
you, Ben?
are we gonna do more of these?
Oh yeah, hey, I'm on board. Like I gotta fix. Okay, all right, guys. So since the people are still here, um, I gotta fix this cable management on the distro case. I don't know what to do. Honestly, I don't know what to do. I want the PC to be right there, but I need to fix the cable somehow. And hopefully, if I can get that done, then yeah. I do have a C stand right here with a boom arm, so I will have some top down shots coming in here pretty soon. So I'll have this. This is actually the 6400 camera here, and I'll probably have the A7 IV here and the 6400 on top eventually. And then I got to get a light that lasts longer than like 5 minutes, so I can keep my background illuminated. But it's kind of cool how the PC is lighting up the wall. I think that
Yeah.
looks kind of cool.
So the whole deal on this doing live on YouTube is to have guests. So originally we do want to have guests on here. So I see some of you guys that we know. So we might hit you guys up whenever you guys want to be live with us, so we can talk shop. Because I think it's always good to hear from different people, not just us all the time.
Yeah.
Like Sneff is on here, dude. Like, come on, Sneff. We gotta get you, man. We gotta get you
Yes.
in, man.
Yeah. I mean, like Steph is doing this like custom case, and I'm like, man, I need to go back to school. Like, I'm like, I need to go to school. I need to find like community college or something. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. I mean, even Carlos, same thing. Like when I see him in like what does he use? SolidWorks. I'm like,
SolidWorks, dude. That's a big
dude,
deal right there.
yeah, that's
That's
a big
higher than
deal.
Fusion.
Yeah, it's higher than Fusion. That's like professional level, like SolidWorks professional level. They're like, what do you use? Fusion 360? They're like, oh, okay, well,
Nah.
yeah, on the application Fusion 360, it's like, okay, well, we'll call you later.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, but I hope we do more of these, because that's the whole goal for us to continue to do some of this and share each other's experiences on the community. Um, we get to chat. There's not that many, you know, PC builders out there streaming and engaging with the audience. So it's like we hope to be one of the few that are doing it. Others, hopefully, they do it as well. So
Yeah. And then yeah, if you guys want to like, I mean, I hate to do the plug, but if you guys want to like subscribe, I'm gonna start doing more live stuff around a lot of the content that and the components that I'm getting myself. Uh, Sort of in the review section, but or in the I'm sorry direction, but not so much reviews. It's kind of like an overview of what's coming. So I'm doing partnering with Cooler Master on some stuff right now. I'm actually partnering with Corsair on some stuff right now to do that build, and then actually a few other companies. And then I have a build coming that's the NDA that I can't really talk about, but yeah. So, but I kind of want to like start to kind of show you guys more now that I have this kind of setup. Then I can show you guys more in depth of like what we're doing instead of just the Instagram. Like Instagram is cool, I love it. Like, but it's very hard to actually show what you want to show on an Instagram like format and the camera. So this is going to be a lot better. I still got to get a better table that doesn't wobble and doesn't shake. But that should be coming from Thermaltake soon. So,
and of course there'll be more giveaways.
and more giveaways, more
That's all
giveaways,
good, get some more giveaways from
more
these
giveaways.
brands.
Yeah. I
TVs,
have another.
monies, vacation homes.
I actually have another idea for a giveaway that I want to do. So I'm gonna reach out to a couple of brands and see if they're interested. If not, it's something that I might even do it myself. But I just got to see if it makes sense. So yeah, congratulations again to Aiden on your new GPU. Thank you for everybody for submitting. There were a super ton of like crazy like posts and comments, and it's it's almost to the point where like I wish I had like 10 to give away, to be honest with you. Um, that's kind of how difficult it was. There, I mean, there was a lot of posts, but I can tell you, like we cut it down to like 10, and like I really could have just gave 10 of these away, honestly. So,
Yeah.
um, but you know, at the end, I only had one. So, yeah, congratulations, and yeah, on to the next giveaway, guys.
Sweet. Sounds good, dude.
Cool.
Well, I
Ben,
appreciate for inviting me, man.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, thanks for being here on my first live stream, kind of babysitting me through this whole thing. Yeah. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And like I said, thanks for everybody for sticking around.
Peace, guys.
Peace.